Yo, what's going on, everyone? It's Brian and Jim here. We're drinking beer and play a game, and welcome to another episode of the Power Hour podcast.
Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 325, the real episode 325, I guess. So, last week we had Delusions of Grandeur. We got together, we were live streaming the Game Awards, much like everyone else on fucking YouTube. And we're recording it, decided we're like this will be the podcast for the week, and audio issues abound. So, we just kind of scrapped that. It's over up on the Patreon if you're going to want to go watch that, but obviously the last thing we're really talking about during that is the actual Game Awards itself. So if you want to hear Brian and I BS for about 2.5 hours, head on over there. Here's some stuff you won't hear on the main show. So it is a fun time. Little as $1. You have $1. Do you not have $1? What are you, poor? Go out and get $1. Go do it. Sign up. But yes, we are here, the real episode 325. Bri, how you doing?
Doing well. Like Jim said, I was also very reticent to upload it. One, because the fucking size of the file was like 30 or 40 gigs. And I was getting hit with copyright on Twitch, which I don't do enough Twitch, but I know YouTube, we would have been hit with every copyright under the sun, which we uploaded the smaller version from Twitch, and even that got like a gazillion copyrights. So it's unlisted only for you guys in our Patreon, like Jim said. But yeah, we were just like, you know what? Now let's do a real episode. But in that, I did say thank you to Celia for co-hosting with me. Truly appreciate it. She's a great time, and obviously a lot of you guys already know her. So thank you once again for stepping in. Yeah, Jim, it's been a minute, even though we talked, but you and me doing it virtual has been
It's been a
longer
while.
because your fucking PC doesn't stop shitting the bed. So
Right.
you
I had
finally got
the
it working.
for anyone out there who didn't listen to the live stream. So, after the last time I recorded with Brian, I, did as I always do. I'm like, let me go play one of my favorite games, good old StarCraft 2. Let me boot it up, make a little content for the side page, Jim StarCraft Struggles, link below, like, comment, subscribe. And as I'm doing it, they pair me with a silver leaguer. I'm a gold leaguer. I'm going, oh, good. This might be a win. Might be a smurf, might be a win. Who's to say? I get about 3 minutes into said game, and all of a sudden, everything on my screens goes black. And I go, what the fuck? So I look over at my lovely, about $3,000 computer that I put together, and I see a plume of smoke coming from the top of said tower. And I go, uh-oh. And at that point, real life had kicked me in the dick so much, I just went, sure. So luckily, it was just the power supply. The power supply has a 7-year warranty. So between packing it up, sending away, getting it processed, getting it sent back, that took about a month. So yes, I had to pay for, the cost for me to ship it out, but $30 instead of spending another $200 minimum for a power supply. Fine. But yes, it's here. As of right now, it's all working. Knock on wood. Not enough wood in the goddamn world with this fucking thing. So, yes. My panic buying of stuff last December because I was scared of tariffs. Little did I know the thing that would increase all these prices was going to be AI and not fucking tariffs. Little did I fucking know, but still, a sound financial decision, just a terrible conglomeration of parts together because it doesn't fucking work. But yes, besides that, computer's here. It's fixed once again for God knows how long, and daddy's home.
Well, Chambers, yeah, so I can't remember which episode. It might have been the last one when you and I did live, or it might have been at the the video game awards. But tonight I'm actually still going strong with the Lagunitas Sugar, which is that 9.9%. Jesus Christ, I keep forgetting how strong it is. You know what? Daddy's just in the mood tonight, Jim. And I want to drink. So I'm already almost on this first one, about to hit my second one. These things are so delicious. And it's actually their special ale. I don't know how to describe it other than it's very caramely, very malty and sugary, not boozy at all. For 9.9%, usually you get beers that strong, you're going to be like, ooh, I feel it. That's what's so dangerous about this one. So I'm going to say, be careful because they will hit you. I didn't eat much dinner. I'm almost done this one. And I can already start to feel the warmies in my head. So
Mm.
delicious beer. But But yeah, I'm sticking with that tonight. But what are you having, Chambers?
So, Bri, I am also a bit in a drinking mood, and yeah, the sugar we had when we were doing the Game Awards, because I looked at that as we were doing this, and I went, "Fuck me, I have to drive home. This is my fourth beer of the night, and it's 10%." So, of course, that wasn't my only beer, the last beer of the night. So, neither here nor there. But
Bitch, bitch, bitch,
from
bitch,
the
bitch,
don't
bitch,
yeah,
bitch.
from the Obscura Brewing Company out of Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey, I am drinking their Static Drip. It is a sweet cream espresso blonde stout. 6% alcohol, just a standard pinkish, purplish combination on the glass there. And yeah, there's almost no lace and it sticks around on the glass itself. The aroma is weird. So there's something very weird about this beer because, like, you'll know this as a seasoned drinker of drunks, Brian. So you have had like Mexican spicy chocolate beer before, right?
Oh yeah, the one that does fuck, the oatmeal stout, the breakfast oatmeal stout. Oh my God. It's my favorite. It's one of my favorites. But yeah, they have a Mexican hot chocolate stout or something.
Yeah, something like that. So this is
Yeah.
giving me like all the notes and flavors of like it's probably the espresso in it, but like it's giving me all the flavors of like a hot, like a spicy chocolate like drink with
Hmm.
none of the normal flavor profiles of it or ingredients, I guess. It
Okay.
like it's very odd and fighting with like my senses right now. Because like I'm not getting any of like the blind ale at all. Even like straight espresso, I'm not getting that like coffee flavor. I'm just getting that weird spicy chocolate flavor. I don't know if they fucked up the brewing of this or the
I mean,
canning, but
espresso makes
like,
sense for like, yeah, coffee and chocolate can mix, but it's very odd that if it's blind, you're getting that much chocolate out of it. That's interesting. I also
yeah,
know you have a fucked up sense of taste, so I don't know if I trust it.
that is true. I did destroy it with years of smoking and drinking, so there's always that possibility too. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's at least what my fucked up body's getting from it. I'm
All
not saying
right.
it's bad. I'm just saying it's very weird. And my body, my face and my brain and my mind and my mouthy and all the parts up here, it just can't get past this combination that's being thrown at me right now. But it's
Yeah.
6%. It's an easy drinker. And yeah, I mean, I don't not recommend it. It's just weird.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I respect that you're finally drinking some good stuff, even though every time I feel like you have a not random Keystone, you just sound like you're always drinking candy. Like it's sour this, it's lollipop up your ass that. It's just like you just nonstop have these like just very candy, sour, like it's just yeah.
But this is blind espresso. There's no sour here. There's no candy. Well, the
But
sweet cream, maybe.
as you were describing it, I'm like, that just sounds like candy, Jim.
Man, I would kill for a lollipop in the ass right now. Oh, God, would it be delightful?
You know, just have a family friendly show here and you have to drop that.
Sorry to all the 6-year-olds who listen to this show. I've let you down once again.
But
But
Chambers, I know you haven't been able to do your StarCraft, getting your ass whooped or getting called slurs, which I watched that video. That was pretty damn funny. Um,
that guy was not a fan of me.
he
Just
was,
build something. It wasn't my fault you didn't build anything. Fuck. He had like 2 Hydralisks and a queen. How is he supposed to be mad at me?
I mean, listen, without having any knowledge of that game, when watching your videos, it's just very apparent you are what we call sweaty. You are very sweaty when you play. Like you're not
Sweaty.
playing. Yeah, you're not playing to just like kind of casually have fun. You are like you're sweating it out. You're try hard like that.
I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to get better. I'm not going to deny it. I'm trying to get
I
better at
know,
the game.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying like to each his own. Like you are doing it for a competitive reason, so I get it. But I will say that was probably a dude who's like, I'm just trying to have like a semi-casual chill. Now, I don't know if like you can go into like more chill games or rank games. I don't know that setup. I'm just saying I could tell like you were balls to the wall all in, and this dude's probably just got off work and was like, fuck this. This is ridiculous. Like,
If
what
he's
the
trying to be
fuck?
calm, why is he calling me the F slur? I'm a good boy. Doesn't matter that he's right. Why is he calling me it? Don't have to do that. Don't be a mean guy. want to be a dancer.
But Chambers, so you got your computer back, but in the meantime, have you played any real games over the past
So
week? Well,
while this
actually, you might as well say 2 weeks since nobody probably heard the last time.
basically a fucking month, but yeah, so while this hunk of shit was on the fritz, hit one of the games on the resolution list. Probably the last game that I'm going to finish from that. Astrobot on the PS5. So the 2024 Game of the Year, thanks to the Video Game Awards, and I absolutely loved my time with it. It's like if you've played Astro's Playroom and you see all the charm and fun from that, but just extrapolated into a full-fledged game, it's kind of like that. It's all fan service for the history of the PlayStation. All the bots you rescue, like, over half of them have some kind of connection to PlayStation characters. And then, the fucking plot of the games, you're trying to put your spaceship back together, which is a PS5. It's just very goofy, doesn't take itself seriously at all. And it's just a fun time. It's not hard, but like there are challenge levels where you can I had my holiday Christmas party today, so I've been drinking basically since I don't know noon.
I
So
just
with a
realized
slight
that when
break,
you do that, you sound like Timmy.
oh, what a good audience. So, oh no,
That's
that's
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Well, I am Jimmy, so it just
I
fits.
mean, you are Jimmy.
So there we go. Jimmy's sticking together. But yeah, but no, it's an absolutely great time. Like it looked amazing. It's so colorful, it's so detailed. And I'm playing on a fucking 2011 plasma over here. I can only imagine what that would look like on like a modern 4K display, but as a game itself, it's pretty easy and accessible. It's got its more challenging stuff if you want to get into that. It doesn't quite have the level of challenge or content that like a Mario Odyssey has if you want to keep going deeper and deeper into the extra content. But for what it is, it's a fucking blast. And if you play it, you're going to have a good time. So yeah, really enjoyed that. And then went back within the last day or two to Metroid Prime Remastered. I don't think I like Metroid Prime. I think that's what I'm coming to.
Hmm.
And my problem with it is just like it's like I've played a lot of Metroidvanias over the last couple years, as we know, as we've been talking about, and like I know what to expect from this genre. This is a 3D one, so a little different there, but it's got this pain in the ass thing where I think as a early, somewhat launch game for the GameCube, it was like a small world that they had to like get as much content out of as possible. So it's the kind of thing where like standard Metroid fare where you're like going around unlocking stuff to unlock other things. But I hit this portion about 4 or 5 hours in where it's like you unlock something all the way on the other side of the world for something on the complete other side of the world. And it's just a lot of backtracking back and forth just for the sake of like extending your playtime. And it's really pissing me the fuck off. And it's just like it's so goddamn unnecessarily tedious. And like eventually, like I'm at the point where I can just like plow through the same rooms again and again and just avoid all the enemies because it doesn't really matter if you kill enemies. And it's like it's fine. I don't exactly like apparently this is the best way to play Metroid Prime if you've never played it or if you have played it. And I'm just playing it going, so I'm gonna try and finish it. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it before the end of the year. I probably won't. Maybe I will. But I'm 6, 7 games into my resolution list. That'll be where it stops. But yeah, I'm just playing this and kind of like Terminator Resistance. I'm just like, it's fine, but it's like I don't really want to keep playing. And if I keep playing, it's just gonna be for the sake of beating it and saying I beat a Metroid Prime. At least with Metroid Prime, it feels like a game I should beat at least one game from the series in. So I'm gonna do it. But right now it's very begrudgingly.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I've dipped my toes back into Call of Duty. Um, I would say I've been pretty steady playing that. I downloaded and started the Marvel Cosmic fuck, the thing we saw at the Game Awards, the beat 'em up, the
Oh, the beat 'em up,
Cosmic
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Invasion.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
which I think it is the same company that did Streets of Rage 4 and
I
Ninja
believe it's
Turtles.
Lizard Cube, yeah.
Yeah,
It's either Lizard Cube or Dot Emu. I think it's Lizard Cube though.
it's already like just 2 levels in. I'm like, I get it. The take both those games, but add in a really actually solidly large lit like cast of Marvel characters in that arena of, combos. And then they also have like tag in so you can extend combos on top of special powers on top of the like it's pretty awesome. Like those games, I would say they know how to keep evolving the formula with each game. Like where, yes, it's still the same basic beat 'em up and what you expect, but they just add little things here and there. So, um, enjoying that so far. Logan and I, we realized like that Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit game that I played a long time ago, we never finished, which is like I don't even know what to call it, like a 2D style game for Five Nights at Freddy's where
That
like you're a
wasn't that
kid.
like open world RPG that they made for it, right? Or was it just like FNAF World? Was that what
No,
that was
not
called?
yeah, that was I think the one you just said. This one is it's like a 2D, I don't even know what to call it, like stealth based puzzle like stealth horror game. I don't even know what to call it, but it's in a more cutesy animated style. Um been playing that. Uh I was fucking around with Call of Duty that. Play a little more Dead by Daylight. I've just been messing around with a bunch of different games.
Right.
I've
No Black
completely,
Myth Wukong? Haven't
I
gone
was
back
just
and
about
finished
to
that?
say, I've completely accepted. I'm not finishing. Like that last level just took it out of me so bad. And I'm just now like, yeah, I'm like, fuck it. Celia actually had the greatest advice. She's like, you don't have to finish those games. She's like, you could just have fun. I'm like, what a novel concept. Could I? like, like as dumb as that is, I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, I don't have to commit to doing this challenge that like is gonna drive me up a fucking wall and make me feel like I need to beat this game and then make me not enjoy it.
This challenge, it
So
doesn't matter anyway.
yeah. So you know what? Like it's one of those things. You and I already said next year we don't have all we're gonna do is give each other 3 games each to say like let's review these. And we're not gonna do a big level 50, 25 games, 10 games. Like we're just gonna play games that have fun. Like you should. So yeah, I've given up on Black Meth. Will I go back and beat it? Maybe someday.
You won't.
And Hellblade, I definitely do want to play. I that one I legit want to. I just don't see like with all the shit I'm gonna be doing over the holidays. I don't. It's a short game, but like I have to focus on that. Like I need headphones and all that. So yeah, I'm enjoying the shit out of it. I will say, as a last man thing for the kiddos, um, and for myself, but I really wanted Christmas to be like old school Chambers, like when we were kids. You get a new system, everyone plays and enjoys it. So I broke down. I bought the Switch too for the kiddos. Logan's been begging me to do the Switch, and when he broke that controller and like just there's so many things. And I was like, you know what? I really want to have them have that. And I think I have enough controllers, and I confirmed third-party controllers from the Switch should work on a Switch too. So if I'm wrong, I'll be really mad. But um I have enough controllers. Like I got the bundle with the Mario Kart game. And I'm like, you know what? Christmas morning, we'll unwrap that and we'll all play that throughout the day. I'll probably download the Nintendo online thing and even do the N64 thing and play Mario Party with the whole family. You know, like just getting back to that because I'm like, you know what, I want to push more into that. Logan's in the gaming, Kenzie's starting to mess around. They both love Minecraft. So yeah, I'm gonna try to focus in on that. But yeah, I broke down. I bought it. It's coming tomorrow, so I have to wrap it. But
The last
yeah.
thing I was expecting to hear from you, Brian. Gotta say, I'm proud of you, boy.
Uh, Jim, I'm a man of surprises. What can I say?
Yeah, actually, speaking of like having kids and gaming, like Harper would like see me playing Astrobot, and she'd be like, "Oh, I want to try playing that." And like, it's very it's not a hard game. It's good for kids, but like the whole concept of like moving the camera around in the 3D space for platforming, like she was having her a rough time with that. Like, she is not one for patience. She's got that angry gamer rage in me where it's like, good thing I have a carpet here because she would be about to throw this fucking controller right now. I could definitely see that happening.
It's funny you say that, Jim. Logan 2 days ago came down. He's like, I want to play on a PlayStation. I was like, he wanted to do the TMNT Cowabunga or yeah,
The
the
collection.
Cowabunga edition. Yeah. So he's been playing through those. And then he's like, what's this game? And it was Astro's Playroom. I was like, oh, try it out. Dude, he loves that game so much. And he's like going to levels. He's like, Dad, there's all these like puzzle pieces. And like, he's like, I want to try and get them all. I was like, there you go. Enjoy. He's like, this is so cool. He was loving the shit out of it. So yeah, he is all about that now. So I'm sure I will have to now buy um Astrobot for him because he's obsessed already.
And I think a lot of the DLC for Astrobot is now free. So I
Nice.
know at the very least there's this like winter Christmas level that like randomly popped up after I beat the main campaign. And like it's a DLC level. I was like, oh, they just gave it to me. So maybe there's more there. Like I felt at that point I'd played enough into it, but there's a decent amount of content for, especially if he's like going to be like, crazy about collecting like I turned into with it. Like I went and
Hmm.
got every main game bot, every puzzle piece, shit like that. So like I didn't platinum the game because there's other like random dumb shit you can do. But as
Yeah,
far as like the big
the
objectives there,
collectibles.
I was like, I got all the collectibles. Yeah.
By the way, Jim, I realized I may be playing 4D chess over here because when Logan saw me playing Power Wash Simulator, he ended up downloading that for the Xbox. He got obsessed with that. He got Kenzie obsessed with that. And now they both love it so much. And I was like, guys, when it's summer, we can play real life Power Wash Simulator outside. They're like, oh, we could do that outside, like on the ground in the deck. I'm like, you sure can. I'll show you how. So now they are so excited to do power washing outside. I'm like, it worked. And they both love it. They're like, it's such a calm game. I like getting rid of all the dirt. I'm like, yep, that it's so fun, isn't it? So yeah.
I can't wait for them to just obsess over the one spot that they just completely strip it away. Whether
Yeah.
it's like brick or stucco or whatever the fuck you have, whatever, they're gonna find something and they're just gonna keep going and going and going. Max power, just they're gonna clean the shit out of that, Bry, and you're gonna have
Yeah.
a project.
Life is a project, Chambers. But you know what? If I can get them to go out and do chores and think it's their idea, I've won.
That is true.
But Chambers, you and I have said we were waiting on your computer. Your computer's good now. I will say it's probably going to be fairly tough unless you can squeeze yourself in sometime next week. You and I still got to get together, record Max Payne. Got the footage. We're ready to go. But as we said, that is the last request we have as of right now from our Patreon request. And once again, thank you all for supporting us. But this week, Chambers, what questions do we have?
Questions that you can get in over at patreon.com/slash drink a beer and play a game, where for as little as $2 a month, you can ask a question and we will answer on each and every single one of these Power Hour podcasts. So, just one question this week from good old Burn Retinas. He was hanging out with us during the chat at the Game Awards. Do
Mhm.
you prefer Christmas Day get togethers that start early and end early, or make it an all day affair?
You know, for most holidays, I like to get it in early, get it done, go to sleep. And my gut kind of says the same thing for Christmas. However, I am a very big, I want Christmas at home with my core like family, doing the gifts, eat breakfast, kind of chill. I prefer to go out later. Like I want to go out maybe dinner time, do desserts, whatever, and then get home. I don't mind getting home a little bit later. So yeah, I don't want to get it. I don't want shit done early and then come back. Like I want that early morning. I want to truly just be relaxing. So I am all about the later night for Christmas specifically. Other holidays, I don't give a fuck. But for the opening gifts and everything, yeah, I want my home time for that.
Yeah, we always the old tradition was doing my parents' place for Christmas Eve and with my brother with my side and doing gifts then and stuff like that. They can open their gifts and we bring them home. Christmas morning, my daughter opens up all her gifts. We do that spiel, and then during Christmas Day, like my wife's side would come in and out at their leisure, basically. And this year, because of circumstances, we're gonna be hosting Christmas Eve with my side, and then the next day we're gonna do the usual with her side. So I actually have grown to like the people coming in and out as they please because it kind of stops it from being like one gigantic clusterfuck at once. Like some people come in, like a grandpa shows up, or maybe, an aunt with like, maybe a couple people there, stuff like that. Sometimes there's some overlap, sometimes there's not. So at the very least, it gives you a little bit more time with said people instead of having a gigantic group of people that you have to try and entertain and talk to all at once and get the guilt of, oh, I talked to them more than I talked to them, blah, 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 blah. It kind of makes it a little like it's a longer day, but in a lot of ways, it's a less hectic day. We don't have to deal with the whole glut at once. So I'm actually fine with the coming in and out as day please kind of deal.
But do you prefer that to start later? Do you want your morning for yourself?
Oh, I'm home, so my wife is doing all the cooking. I'm just breaking into mimosas and setting up tables. So I'm just starting drinking early, and I'm just drinking all goddamn day because I'm not going anywhere. Now, of course, Christmas is here is on a fucking Thursday, so I'm gonna have to go to work the next day. But
You didn't take off?
I buy vacation days back, so I use that to help pay for Christmas. So,
Damn it,
eh,
Jim.
look, the week between Christmas and New Year's is so dead. It's like, what? I'm going to take off on days when no one's working anyway. I'll get paid to do fucking nothing. All right, that's fine with me. I can suck it up and do that shit. So, yeah, that's what I always do every goddamn year. So, yeah, I can suck it up on that Friday and crap like that. But yeah, I do. It's not going to stop me from drinking all Christmas. All right.
Damn it, Jim. You're supposed to just enjoy your family and your holidays. Be
Look, I enjoy
home.
my family. I enjoy them enough. Look, they're at school. Wife's working. Kids at school. What am I going to do? Sit at home with my dick in my hand? I do that anyway. All right.
Your kid is not going to school the Friday after Christmas.
Yeah, yeah, probably not. Yeah, well,
She's gonna be on winter break for an entire like week and a half.
yeah, mommy can keep her busy. I'm going to keep paying the bills.
Damn it, Jim. No, thank you. Thank you, Burn Retinas. We always appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with us during that live stream. Once again, like Jim said, we really appreciate all support. And if you are in a dollar tier, make sure you not only check out that exclusive video, but Jim and I did do a new Jim's Krusty Corner. It's a doozy. So you should probably check it out. Some would call it a year in recap.
Look,
So
look, Spotify has their wrap ups. Fucking Uber Eats now apparently has their wrap ups. Everything has their wrap ups, including a certain hub. So,
yeah.
yes, for $1, you can see what that has to offer.
So thank you guys for the support. Really, really appreciate it. Ah, Jim, man, I contemplated saying, should we not even cover this piece? But we haven't covered a beer thing in a while, and unfortunately, this is a awful, awful article from WBTV.com. The Sycamore Beer Company is being pulled from bars in North Carolina because the owner was accused of, I'm not going to say it, but basically the worst thing you can do. You can read the article, but it's statutory. You know what he did.
He got
It,
caught in bed with a 13-year-old. That's what happened. All right. Rip the band aid.
uh,
We're not going to say caught in
yes.
bed. Don't have to go into detail. Use your imagination or don't because it's terrible. So, but yes. Obviously, one of the worst beer stories that we have heard in a long goddamn time. And we actually have friends who live in North Carolina where Sycamore Brewing's located. And I reached out to them and I was like, so, like, whenever I go down and visit them, like, I visit them once a year, and whenever I get there, they buy a shitload of local beers for me to drink because they're craft beer drinkers as well. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I've had Sycamore there. Like, what do you guys think about it? And they basically went, yeah, they have an IPA we like, but, we don't really need to support this company given what just happened. So, this man was married. He ran Sycamore Brewing with his wife. His wife was very quick, as she should, to go on social media and be like, yeah, this guy's fucking out of my life. But unfortunately, in these cases, the damage is done because, like, how are you going to supply beer from a place like this with this kind of news story? So all these beers and breweries and stores and shit like that are just getting rid of their Sycamore Brewing stock. I don't think this brewery is going to survive this, unfortunately. A lot of people who work there who are completely innocent of all this bullshit are probably going to lose their jobs. Hopefully they can land elsewhere. But yeah, I mean, it's an absolutely horrific story. And it's like, Bri, how many times have we talked about fucking like brewery owners just being creeps? Why does it happen more than once?
Well, what was it? Tired hands? I forget what that guy was accused of, or something happened.
He was a
Sexual
he
harassment.
was a harasser at the workweplace. Yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't he
We've
wasn't a
heard about
grapist
this.
like this asshole, but can only wish the worst on this
I
guy.
mean, I mean, okay. And it's not,
Justin Brigham. So if you're ever in the North Carolina area and you meet a guy named Justin Brigham, maybe take a glass and glass them. Cover your
You think
bases.
this guy's ever seen the light of day?
Hopefully not. Maybe he can get
Like,
Ian.
I
He can
mean,
get right.
number
Maybe he
one,
can get Ian Watkins while he's in jail. All right.
I just
Sometimes you got to take out the trash.
the parents caught him. Like, how do you just not kill the guy on spot? Like, I
I
mean, there's, I just, like I said, yeah, my anger at this article was unreasonable. Well, no, it's reasonable, but my anger on the situation. Um, to your point, right away, I don't blame. There's bars that are like already starting to dump all their shit, or they've said, hey, anything we've already bought from them, we're automatically like this one place called Bargarita, said we're heartbroken and disgusted by the news. And they basically said they're pulling like everything, but anything they sell is going to be donated to a local rape crisis center, which is great for that. But like, to your point, I don't know how many employees they have. That really sucks for the employees. Like that just scumbag that should be wiped from the earth has now affected how many other like it's just yeah, but I don't blame any brewery or any bar or anyone who has their stuff being like, no, fuck it, we're never selling that again. Like I can't blame them either. So I'm just yeah, that guy needs to rot in hell for eternity and get a really long, painful death.
Yep,
That's it.
and hopefully a quick exit. But yeah, but like back to your point, it's like it sucks for the people who work there. And it's like, but you can't blame these bars because it's like, what are you going to be the one bar that still like stocks their stuff, and people are going to be sitting there
No,
going, isn't that the is the with the guy who did the like you don't be the people who have the isn't that the guy who did the thing like you don't be the one who's stocking that shit.
no.
So like
Unfortunately, I think the only way you keep the staff, you change names. I know it's not easy. I know rebranding's a motherfucker. Keep your whole staff. I mean, obviously, except for that guy, but like change your name, rebrand. You have all the infrastructure there.
why did
I
I
feel
just
like
imagine
that's
him showing up with Groucho Marx glasses, being like, "Ah, hello, Mister Craft Beer person."
God damn
Meh.
it, Jim. God damn it. So yeah, that's I'm glad this isn't our last show of the year because we will have an extra one. But damn you, Jim.
Look, I can't help that beer news is boring. If it isn't a lawsuit, which we love our lawsuits, but there haven't been
We
enough of
do.
those lately. If it isn't a lawsuit, it's some fucking owner being a goddamn creep. It's never anything nice.
Well,
And we're not
that's
gonna
your
be one of
job
those
in
beer shows that's just
2026.
like,
Find the
oh,
nice ones.
we're gonna be like, oh, fucking, asshole brewing released a new pumpkin stout. Woo, like
See, you couldn't even make it nice. You had to make them asshole brewing.
they are assholes. Enough of pumpkin stouts out there. All right, that's what I'm saying. And every other name has been taken at this point.
Well, Jim, can we go on to something a little more colorful?
Well, we can keep it on assholes, Brian. While we're in the mood, why don't we do that? So, yes, speaking of assholes, let's talk about Analogue, everyone's
Mhm.
favorite high-end retro console manufacturer distributor. So, they recently, finally, after a lot of delays, came out with their Analog 3D, which is their N64 FPGA console solution, and it's been coming out to mostly pretty good reviews. Very slight compatibility issues, mostly with like multi carts and crap like that, flash carts, but they've been patching those and stuff. A couple little issues with sound here and there, kind of deals, but nothing like insane. But in typical analog fashion, it was delayed, as the normal pre-orders always are. And after that pre-order comes out with all these delays that people had to wait for, all of a sudden, oopsie poopsies, we have a stock of color variants that you can order right now. And in the past, they have waited, maybe a couple months before doing this. With this, they waited about like 3 weeks, if that.
So fucking insane. Meanwhile, keep in mind, this is a restock of all the translucent, I'm going to call them the translucent consoles, but the black and white people are still waiting for. And they
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
even
with the
have,
race there, buddy. Yo, easy, easy
damn
there.
it, Jim. Um, but yeah, analog, like, wasn't that exactly what happened with the Pocket Duo or Pocket?
No,
What one
pocket.
of their other,
100% the
yeah,
pocket. Yeah.
yeah. So it's to your point, like, they can't even learn from their own history. And people are already posting, like, yeah, I got my transparent thing. Other people are like, still waiting on my just fucking basic black or white one. Like, what the fuck? So, oh man. Um, I is it okay, so I've been dealing with this with people in my life, and I'm trying to figure out, is it maliciousness or is it just that fucking much stupidity? I can't quite tell in this case. Like, is there intent behind it to be that big of a dick, or is it like that dumb that someone's like, this is a good idea and whatever, just throw it out there. No one's gonna get mad. Like, I really can't figure out which one it is. If it's Nintendo, I would say they're being dicks. But this one, I don't know.
At this point, it's got to be Dick because they literally went through this exact same cycle before. And they caught the exact same level of shit and hate for this before and criticism. And they didn't do it with the duo because it only had like black and white variants, and it wasn't that's probably like the worst one that they've released as far as compatibility goes. That was the one for the TurboGrafx and TurboGrafx CD and all that shit. But yeah, the N64, known for its color variants, so it makes sense to do it, but not immediately after, and after people have been waiting for a year and a half, fucking again. You did it again. You're dicks. You're dicks. That's dick. You're a dick. That's dick. You're
You're a
dick.
dick. That's dick. Well, Jim, you're the one that has the hard
Tism?
on for N64.
Yes.
Does any part of you want this console?
I do. Look, I would like to have this. I would like to have their Mega SD and their Super NES variant. Like they're all very well made. They're very plug and play, easy HD upscaled solutions for these consoles. It's things I would like to have. Luckily, it's nothing that I need because I have, high-end cables that can go into an upscaler. It's a lot more work, but it does the same thing, and I can use my upscaler for multiple systems. So I'm not spending $300 a pop for these fucking things.
Yeah.
Again, is it a thing I would want? Yeah, of course I would like to have it, but it's a want, it's not a need, and luckily because it's not a need, I don't need to have the FOMO or the frustration that comes with dealing with Analog and their shitty practices. It's like Analog gets away with it the same way Limited Run gets away with it in the sense that like they're the name in their field, and for better or for worse, they're so kind of the best at what they're doing in their niche. So it's like, where else are you gonna go? So
Yeah.
you get kind of cornholed when it comes to that. So you're going to eat a ton of shit. And that's just kind of where we're at with Analog. So, if you're an early adopter and someone who jumps in and doesn't want to miss out and you got that FOMO going, just know you're probably going to get fucked in the end in some way. At the
You
very
know,
least,
I'm
angry.
I'm shocked you don't have a translucent N64.
That's my that's my upbringing where like I still have my N64 I've had since 1997. It still works. I've never had a reason to upgrade. They look cool, and you know what else? I've never had an opportunity to get one for cheap. If I had an opportunity to get one at like a yard sale or something, I probably would have hopped on it, but those are things I've never really seen at a yard sale or a thrift store. Any N64 I've ever seen at a thrift store has always been like the base black model. I don't think people just ever want to got rid of their cool color variants. If they have it, they're like, no, it's mine. Fuck you.
Yeah, I had the same conversation with Celia, and she was saying something like when she goes to Japan, she's gonna try and see if she can find some kind of like on the cheap, like you're saying, because they are so expensive. But here's my question: of these variants and of the analog that offers, if you could choose one, what color are you going with?
Um, I've always been partial to the green. I might do the ice blue just because the ice blue is like the most expensive N64 console variant. So like it would be kind of cool to have that in one form, even though it's not like the
Hold
official
on.
one.
So the colors, yeah. So they got the Fantastic Jungle, that's the darker green, like you're saying. Fantastic Ice, which is more of a teal, like, but I guess it's
Yes.
kind of blue.
Yeah.
Watermelon, fire, grape, and clear and smoke. So you would go probably ice, you
I
would
would go with
said?
the ice probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, like the I see the purple I always associate with like that purple Game Boy color that everyone has. Like that's the Game Boy
Yeah.
color I have.
Very
So it's
similar.
like, yeah, like that's the one that everyone fucking has. So it's like I'm not gonna go with that. So yeah, I'm a green or ice guy.
Can we agree anyone that chooses the orange, you're an asshole?
Why are they an asshole?
Of the colors available, that's the asshole color. I'm strictly not in. Listen, if there was a yellow when you chose that, that's the asshole.
Look, leave your
In
kinks out
this
of this, Bry.
case,
All right.
I'm saying I think ice is probably the best. I really like the green, red, purple. It's fine. Even clear kind of looks cool. Smoke, that's pretty cool. Orange, come on. What are you doing? Just don't act like it. Just like the orange starburst, it's the worst one. We know it. Everyone knows it. I'm just saying, can't you admit it? Orange is the worst.
It's fine. I didn't look at it and go, well,
I
fuck
didn't
these
say I
guys.
didn't say it's bad. If
You
you're
just said it was
ranking it,
bad. You said that was the
it's the
worst.
worst of the
You just said people
options.
who buy it are assholes. What do you mean I'm not saying it's bad? You can't say
Because
people who buy it are assholes and say it's not bad and say you didn't say that.
all right, Jim, if you have to pick between the best of the best, and there's a list of only six, the bottom one is always the asshole. Even if it's a great thing, it's still the asshole pick. If you choose that first. So what I'm saying is, can
What if
you
that's the
agree
one
that
you like? How are you the asshole for picking the one you like?
are you saying people aren't assholes?
People are assholes.
Someone's got to be the asshole. So if you're choosing the least of the options, what does that make you? You tell
But
me.
get. Look, I'm not saying it's
Just
my
admit that
favorite
orange is
color.
the worst of them.
I'm not saying it's my favorite color, but I just
So
looked
you're
at it. It's
saying it's the
fine.
worst.
It's
You're
fine.
saying it's the worst. See,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
fine.
Jim's way of he doesn't want to agree with me because he knows I'm right. But
I'm not. I'm just. I never looked at orange and went, "Oh, only an asshole would buy this." I just went, whatever. It's the orange one.
see, you're missing the point. If there was other colors, it could be worse colors. But there's only so many selections, and of the selections, the orange is the worst. We both agree with that.
Old racist Brian over here, stacking and tearing up the colors. Mm-mm-mm.
Damn oranges. So yeah, we started the conversation with assholes, Jim. We had to end it with assholes. All right. Analog is the orange of the game company colors. That's what I'm saying.
But Brian, speaking of assholes, and speaking of backwards forward speak like you, let's go to good old Call of Duty, something that hits close to home for the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
With something I thought was already a thing, but I've been so out of the Call of Duty loop that I just went, wait, we already did this, didn't we? So on December the 9th, 2025, year of our Lord, a message from the Call of Duty team. First off, thank you for all the feedback we've received over the last few months. Call of Duty has enjoyed long-standing success because of all of you, a compassionate community, blah. With respect to Black Ops 7, we set our sights to deliver a spiritual successor to Black Ops 2, and the studios have poured their passion into fucking blah. So, here are a few notes. One, you'll have the opportunity to play Black Ops 7 for free. Next week, we're opening the doors for everyone to jump in and play Black Ops 7 multiplayer and zombies for free, along with Double XP Weekend. My computer was dead, so I did not get to enjoy that Double XP Weekend. That's fun. And then we are committed to unprecedented seasonal support. Pretty sure we've heard that before. And then, of course, our strategy going forward is changing. We will no longer do back-to-back releases of Modern Warfare or Black Ops games. I'm drinking all day. Fuck you. The reasons are many, but the main one is to ensure that we provide an absolutely unique experience each and every year. And we will drive innovation that is meaningful, not incremental. While we aren't sharing those plans today, because we don't have them, editor's note, we will look forward to doing so when the time is right. So, Bri,
Yeah.
fuck me for being out of the loop. But I
Yeah.
tend to remember about what, 8, 10 years ago when Call of Duty made a big declarative statement after their last like kind of flop when they're like, all right, we're not doing yearly releases anymore. We're going to be doing every other year, letting it cook. Little did I know that over the last 4 years of Call of Duties, it was two Modern Warfares followed by two Black Opses.
Yeah.
I
So
I
that's
did
what
not realize this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did like the cycle before. So they've always kind of flip flop between Infinity Ward and Treyarch. And then once Modern Warfare 3, Sledgehammer Games got involved. And then there was this cycle of like Black Ops 2. Then it was Ghost. Then it was Advanced Warfare. then Black Ops 3, then Infinity War, then World War II, when it was strictly then. So then you had three people going, like Sledgehammer became its own thing. And that's when they tested the waters with World War II, Cold War, Vanguard, all that shit. So there was a little more variety and time between the Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2. But flash forward to 2022, you had Modern Warfare 2 followed directly by Modern Warfare 3. Then 24 was Black Ops 6, and this year's Black Ops 7. So I get what they're saying. I think they do need, because there was a difference in feel between the companies, right? Like Infinity Ward and Treyarch, you always could, like, you've always been a fan of the Black Ops, and Modern
Yep.
Warfare has a distinct, like, even though it's still Call of Duty, yes, you know that something feels different with the games. I think Sledgehammer should go back to do time period games. Like, I think World War II is probably beaten to death. Fuck around with other, do Vietnam, do World War One. I don't know, do something else. Just throw variety so these other ones can go fine tune, do what you want to do. But yeah, stop with the back to back of the same series, if you will. So makes sense. Um, I don't know if we need a Call of Duty every year, but they're too big of a franchise because they're up to how many fucking titles are they up to?
Oh, dude, who fucking knows? I mean, there's a while where I tried to make sure I had all of them, and I just don't care anymore. There's too much.
7, 8. Yeah, there's like 20 some odd title. Like they've been going since 2003. So 22 titles since then, every single year. Well, actually, I should say Call of Duty to Call of Duty 2, there was a 2 year window. But since then, since 2005, nonstop. So,
And I mean, for Activision, Call of Duty's kind of like their Madden, where it's like they need to have it yearly to make the sales that they need to fucking
yeah.
keep the studio open. So it's like it's a necessary evil, but it's like how much can you just like shit out the same thing again and again, like Madden
I
does.
mean,
So
like Madden and NBA,
WWE, NBA,
MLB, like, yeah, it's the, yeah, of shooters.
it's a sport game.
That's it. Yeah, like and now mix in the fact they have Warzone, so they have to keep that supported year by year. Like, yeah, and you know what? I'm actually okay with that because people will, like, this is your comfort food, this is your fast food, but like you and I, how many times have we now like obsessed over Titanfall, or when shooters come out they're really good, you're like, oh, it feels really different or something new. It'll allow those games to shine on their own way if you provide something new enough. Otherwise, you know what you're getting. You can pick up any Call of Duty and it's still the same controls as 4 or 3, and there's something comforting about that.
There is. Although I gotta say, like when my computer shit the bed, the last thought that went through my head was, "Oh fuck, I can't play Call of Duty with the boys." That thought never went through my head. I just went, I guess I'm not playing COD again until I get it back.
Jim, but
Like it sucks that like I don't have that like killer instinct I had 10, 12, 15 years ago to just like always want to play duty and just like, go in, come home from work, fucking just jump in. Even when I started to be married and have kids, like there was still a little bit of time where it's like, I could really go for some duty. But I just have not had that for years and years at this point.
Jim, I'm going to be honest. If I can use Shawn Michaels' quote, I think you and I both, at some point, we lost our smile when it comes to gaming. And it's kind of why I went out on a limb. The Switch 2 is like, I hope, like, playing with the kids, whatever. Like, we're going to take the pressure off of doing the other shit, like all these challenges. I want to really, like, look forward to and have that, like, oh, yeah, I can't wait to game mentality again. Because that's the hobby. I don't watch TV. I don't, like, all I do is productive shit. I want the time waster, if you will. So, yeah, Call of Duty I found is fun. Now that you got your PC back, we can get the boys back together, get back on it, and enjoy it.
And I mean, even beyond just like, the stupid side page, like StarCraft 2 really is the first thing in ages where it's just like I just keep thinking about it. Like that's the game that's like, it's still giving me that old like zip of like, oh fuck, I really wish I was playing right now. Or like
Yeah,
if I have a little bit of free time, it's like I probably should go to bed, but I also just want to kind of go on there and just do a couple rounds. Win, lose,
yeah.
or, fucking travesty, as my games normally go. It's just like it gives me that zip. I just can't explain it.
No, I hear you. So COD, take a break from the back to back of the same series. Give a little give a little break in between. But Chambers,
Give a little bit. Give a little
as we were
bit.
talking, you inspired me for bringing back a little bit. Used to be which is better. Sometimes I mix in
Mm.
which is worse. Um, but you talking about this was like right away. I was like, ooh, what is worse to you? I'm gonna just call it the Metroidvania backtracking that you described, which is you need to find a power to go back to the first part of the level to like, unlocking parts of the map via power or whatever. It's not strictly just for Metroidvanias. Platformers can do it, other games can do it, but it is a cheap way to extend gameplay. Or, and it's done in plenty of genres, but I would say beat 'em ups tend to be the bigger one.
Beat 'em
The
ups and
recycle
shooters. Definitely shooters
Yeah,
too.
recycling of bosses or the boss gauntlet of the like just go through all of them. It's another cheap way to extend it or make it more difficult. Which one is worse to you when you deal with it in a game? Which one makes you just go, ah,
So here's the thing. With boss gauntlets, they're annoying and they're a cheap difficulty spike for the sake of it. But at the very least, you can explain that away, especially like in a last level, is just like the final test of your skills that you've built up through the course of the game. Now, in a way, it could just be a lot of like, cheapness to fucking piss you off and have to make you do the whole game over again and more pattern recognition. But at the very least, you can explain it off as, all right, you made it here. You should be good now. Here's your test. So I'm kind of fine with that. And Metroidvania backtracking, I'm not totally against. Like, I've played a lot of Metroidvanias the last couple years, and when done well and when paced well, it's fine. But when it's paced badly, it's a pain in the dick, like with Metroid Prime as I'm going through right now. So I'm gonna go with the back Metroidvania backtracking just because the lows are so much lower than you ever get with like a boss gauntlet. A boss gauntlet, you just go, this is annoying, but all right, I have to deal with this. Where with bad backtracking, it's like, you're just making me go all the way back to the beginning of this entire fucking game for no reason, just for the sake of padding.
interesting. Yeah, so I'm the reverse only because especially modern games, like I think of Blasphemous 2. I know you haven't played that yet, but like that's a Metroidvania where it's very similar. You can't go back and get the thing you need. And sometimes the thing you need aren't really things you need, right? Like you and I are just collection whores and we'd like to go back and get the thing or get the power or whatever. So
Yep.
it's not always necessary to complete it. Um, but I look forward for some reason there's a sick part of me that's like, ooh, I can't wait. And once I figure it out, like there's a real shot of like dopamine of like, oh, now I can go back and do that thing. And what else can I discover? Like, and there's that moment of like when you know you have all the powers, you can do everything where you're like, all right, cool. Before I hit the boss, let me do all the shit.
Yep.
I enjoy that moment so much more than if I fucking just, oh, cool, I see the same boss and now he's like a common enemy over and over. And usually it just means they're spongy, they're fucking tanks, or the gauntlet where I'm just like, yeah, it's testing my skill, but it's just pure annoyance. Like I don't look forward to it the same way I do the backtracking. I'm getting excited about seeing something new. Whereas a gauntlet or recycled boss, I'm like, you could have just created a new enemy for this and test my skill. I would even rather like give me a new enemy that might incorporate some of it. Don't give me the same palette swap bullshit. So for me, that's just the epitome of laziness. And I've never been like, oh, I can't wait to get to this part where I fight six bosses in a row or like just keep refighting the same ones. I hate that. Like, and I especially hate it when it's like Hollow Knight did it. A lot of other games where it's just like, oh, it's an arena and it's back to back to back to, and you're like, what the fuck, man? It's just annoying. So yeah, for me, the annoyance is definitely with the recycle and the gauntlet.
Yeah, I don't even mind backtrack. Actually, when it's like optional and once you unlock everything, I love that backtracking to be honest with you because like when I was going through Prince of Persia through like half this fucking year, once I finally had like all the abilities, I had a goddamn blast just going back through all the spots I had been through before and just, even if it's opening a chest for fucking money that I didn't even need at that point, it was like, ooh, I can get here now. So yes,
Hmm.
I definitely see where you're coming from with the, like you never look forward to a gauntlet. It's just, I think when the backtracking is forced in such a way where it's just overly excessive, like I think that's just so much more of a low than just all right, I'm doing this kind of gauntlet kind of deal. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
fair points all around.
Yeah.
Chirp,
No.
chirp.
Like I said, you sparked me when you started talking about the backtracking. So I was like, oh, okay.
Yes, I bring the goods.
But let's keep talking backtracking, Chambers. In a topic we've covered previously from the well-read mage, we covered it previously a little bit about his situation with Bitmap. And in a tweet that is now from November 25th, so we're a little behind, but
Been a while.
announcement regarding myself, Bitmap Books, and the definitive book of Super NES RPGs Volume 1. He just says, Bitmap and I agreed to separate amicably. Kind of just threw it out there, and a lot of people are pressing him, kind of like, what's going on? And some of it, he's like, hey, I'll talk more about publishing in the future, but thank you for support. So, yeah, we talked about it briefly. It sounded like things were not so well for them and they're separating. So
Were
what's your
they
take on this?
were they well read?
Don't you dare.
Ah.
Don't you fucking dare.
All right. So when I saw this tweet, I was like, that's not a surprise. And it's really just because they kind of just threw him to the wolves to the littlest bit of fucking pushback from like the general masses. And it's like I can't blame I'm sure this separation actually, I was gonna say I'm sure this is from his end, but I'm sure as an author, because I know he's working on his like second volume of Super NES RPGs book. So I'm pretty sure he would still like to have a publisher in hand who would just do it for him. So maybe between the fallout and the controversy, and I'm sure there's a lot of a lot of bad blood from their initial oh fuck this guy, we're washing our hands to 2 days later being like oh just kidding. I think it's just like it probably just such a completely soured situation that they were both like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do this anymore. I'd be very interested to see who brought it up first. And now as I'm like talking about it out loud, I'm probably thinking it's probably more bitmap books at this point. But yeah, I saw that and I went, yeah, that tracks.
And in case anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, remind what was the controversy? I said it was like October-ish, right?
September, October-ish, but that was when it all went down where Bitmap Books was they put out a tweet basically saying we've been made aware of some comments by his name's Moses something or other. And the well-read mage, and we weren't aware of that. We don't agree with it. And something about, working in the future or like the publishing of his book. And basically kind of throwing him under the bus. And he went, well, this sucks. And for those who don't remember us talking about it, it was basically over him just kind of jabbing with Stika, who's a
Yeah.
Portuguese YouTuber, basically just saying like, oh, well, you're like, it's the kind of dumb shit I say where it's like, well, yeah, your UK shit sucks. No one cares. Whether you're talking about like, the he was talking about the master system in that case, but you also can say it about like the spectrum and shit like that. So, uh, you can say it's xenophobic and blah blah blah, but it was just like Twitter shit talking. But it was just
And
just
and
kind
that's
of
the big part. That's my point is it seemed overblown to go this extreme over a dumb Twitter back and forth, right? Like, so not shocking, unfortunately. I thought we were getting away from the outrage of like, let's cancel everything with everyone every time someone could be feelings hurt. But this company, they also have the right to do it. You know, it is what it is, right? Like, and Bitmap, I remember issued something and then they kind of redact it and came back. And like, there was like a lot of back and forth from them because they initially like responded immediately and then they put out a different statement. But here we are.
Well, it's funny with Bitmap because they put their statement out, and a lot of people are yelling at them for being cancelers and pussies and throwing their guy into the bus. Then they put out their redaction, and then a lot of people are yelling at them for being pussies and redacting what they had previously stated and not stating on their morals. So it's like you just immediately made a lose-lose situation for yourself at that point.
There's no winning with any of that. So not a shock, but it's the end of the saga, if you will, between Well-Read and Bitmap. I think this type of shit will probably go more and more by the wayside, though. I hope.
I
I
mean,
just don't want to see a future where, like, if you, once again, like, if he said something truly awful, that's different.
yeah, that's the
This
thing. Like this,
was,
he didn't say
he
anything
didn't
that
say
bad.
anything that bad. Like, I don't even want to use the term insensitive. He just said a kind of a like a dumb jab at somebody, and it's online, which is it's all fake. It's all nothing. I don't know. There's more serious shit you could do and say, and for him to have said such a nothing burger and for it to blow up, that's the shit I want to go away. I'm like, yeah, online presence. I know you got to be mindful and all this, but at the same time, you're like, yeah, let people just be their own people. Like just because they express an opinion, that's why so many people we know who are in marketing and whatever, they have to like do a disclaimer like I'm not speaking on behalf of the company I work for when I do my tweets or all that. Like I don't know, that should just come with the territory, but
And again, it's the kind of thing where it's like there's a certain level of fun you should still be able to have, but it's also if it's a person that you're not close with, like we talked about it before. This
yeah,
is the kind of shit that you can easily jab with your buddies, but with a random you don't know on the internet, you never know how someone else is going to respond to. So, we live in a world where you have to watch your P's and Q's. It's not 1998 anymore, unfortunately. So, it is what it is.
better time.
Right? More slurs, slurs for all.
Damn it. But James, speaking of watching what you say,
Watching
watching
what
what
you
you do,
say.
so we talked a little bit about this back. Ooh, I don't even know how long ago this was, but so H3H3, Ethan and Gila Klein, well, more Ethan, had basically released a thing on Hassan Piker, a video that essentially was purposefully made to kind of draw out people to react to it. And it resulted in three lawsuits against folks that basically just streamed the whole video, barely talked over it. And in some cases, they admit it, they were doing it to pull views from
I was
Ethan.
about to say, Brian, you ignorant slut. So Ethan did set a trap with his content nuke on Hassan and Ethan used to have a podcast. Quick history lesson. They had a podcast together for a little bit. It went south. Ethan decided to make one of his takedown videos on Hassan, but he knew beforehand, he was like, people are going to try and steal this. So he copyrighted
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And so because he copyrighted it, he has a whole snark community that he is against him and that he hates and he's at war with. And he knew that a lot of people are going to go to these snark forums and just steal his video. So unfortunately for these three women, Casey Tron, Denims, and Frogan, they were all cocky big balls and went, watch our stream so he doesn't get any money from it. And they
Yeah.
said that out loud like the dumb dummies that they are. And they all got sued. So,
Yeah.
disclaimer, I don't like any of these people involved in here. This isn't fence sitting Jimmy, but like I've never liked H3. I always thought he was
Man,
boring.
it
Like
sounds like that fence is getting lubed up. Go ahead.
I'm getting
You are
to
fence
it,
sitting like a
Brian.
motherfucker, but go
No,
ahead.
no, 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 no. I'm getting to it.
Go ahead.
So I like H3. I even in his Vape Nation days, I was like, I don't know why this guy's so popular. The other three, I barely knew anything about before this all went down. But when you say, watch me so he doesn't make any money off his video, I go, oh, you're instantly wrong. So it's like, yeah, it's very cut and dry. That's my opinion. These
Yeah.
bitches are wrong. So Casey was, ironically enough, she was the one who got the most money from GoFundMe from her fan base to try and fight this lawsuit. And she is the first domino to fall. She has settled with Ethan and H3, and part of her settlement was to release a statement, which she did on December the 2nd, 2025, and basically like a 3-minute video where she goes on to say that she was wrong for saying it, saying that he was going after her for misogyny was wrong, which is a hilarious excuse. That basically forced her to say that Israel isn't all that bad, for lack of a better word, and that all the money that was remaining that she had raised is going to go to the clients. So, I just gotta say, I think I've seen ISIS beheading videos that were less scripted than this was and looked more natural. Like, this was holy shit. Like, there was literally like a gun off screen right there almost with the level of this is. And like Casey was never gonna have the money to fight Ethan on this lawsuit and crap like that. And in a lot of ways, a lot of people are just saying at this point, Ethan probably doesn't even want us to go to trial. He has nothing to gain from it. He's trying to take down Snark, that whole subforum on Reddit. And these guys are just kind of collateral damage. But I mean, the guy's fucking. This is the first domino to fall, and I'm sure Frogan and Denims won't be that far behind. Because like Frogan's a eternal failure on Twitch for as much as they try to boost her. Denims will have the fan base and money to maybe fight it for a little while, but I can't see any of them sticking around for too long to fight this.
I mean, to your point, any uh, like you, well, especially me. I didn't know any of these motherfuckers. I knew about Ethan Klein. I didn't know about the other three. Like when we first talked about it, I was like, who are these people? I had to like go watch their videos and I was like, oh God, that's time on my comeback. And so
Bry Frogan has been the new Twitch streamer to watch by the Twitch Awards for 2 years running. All right.
oh yeah, that's a thing I don't care about.
She is the
But
queen of being astroturfed by Twitch just because she's a Hassan orbiter. Let's put it that way.
and I hate that guy with a passion. I don't of people I don't understand how they get anything. He's at the top of the list. But put that aside. Um to your point, any thought of like, man, he's being a real dick or this or that, like you can't go on stream it because I remember I went through the painstaking thing of like scrolling through all of it and like, yeah, they purposely like would go away, go get food, and just stream his video for it's a long fucking video, and they're not commenting, and they even said, to your point, we're doing this to take views away from him. I'm like, that's the smoking gun. Like, what the fuck? Like, you got to do something. And then the people that are like want to cry about like, well, he was a champion for fair use and he's gotten sued. I'm like, yes, optically, this is one of those weird ones, right? Legally, he's completely right. The argument sake of, well, is he on the other side of copyright and blah 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 blah. It's like, to your point, there is no such thing as entrapment when it comes to civil shit. So that's not a thing. But he knew people would do this and set them up. So they took the bait. It's like, do you talk? You can't be this fucking dumb. You can't say, I'm doing this to take views away from you. I'm not going to talk and then be like, well, fair use. No. Like, we've seen how many times do people have to fight over legit fair use? None of what they did was fair use. We know
I mean,
that. So
I will give Denims some credit because her video on his video, like he made an hour and a half video. Her fucking stream was 3 times as long. So there's enough stopping and talking and shit like that where Casey just got fucking high and kind of slept for a while. Like legitimately slept during the course of playing this video. So she was the easiest one to take down on this thing, but like no matter what, all three are definitely wrong in this case. Like don't get me twisted on that one.
I remember Casey and Frogan. I don't remember Denim stream as much.
She was the
So,
only good looking one.
God damn it, Jim. That
What?
wasn't my point. I was saying I
It
don't.
is a good point.
Of the two I mentioned that I know I like, they did nothing to provide commentary. So if she made it 3 hours, if she was commenting on it, okay, maybe you're right. You're usually wrong. So I don't know.
Look,
But
she still said, "Watch me so he doesn't get money." So she's still wrong no matter what. She still did the same dumb shit.
yeah. So, um, I it was interesting in uh Casey Tron's video, she also mentioned like any money I did have left over will be donated to the clients. But
Dude,
what was the
dude,
shit with the
Bri. It's so funny with that part of it because all the money that got donated to her was basically from the Snark subreddit to her to fight the clients, which will now be used by the clients to fight the Snark subreddit. It's like it's like evil genius shit. Like I have to give Ethan his fucking, I gotta give him his props there for that. That's fucking amazing.
what was the shit with Asmongold with her? She
Oh,
mentioned something.
apparently when Asmongold's mom died, she in some form or another made fun of it. So, like,
Oh, so
Casey's kind of a
she's
piece of shit. Yeah.
terrible. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I
like think about what you want with Asmongold, like, but
hate the
going after
person.
someone's yeah, but don't
Yeah.
bring the fucking joke about their dead parents and shit like that. Like, there's very much more you can go after with him than bringing that shit up. But
Yeah.
she's also not talented enough to do that. So there we go.
So once again, not a good person. Can't feel bad for her. You and I have talked about this now with too many fucking dumb lawsuits like Smash JT and Alyssa Marcant. Like whatever's gonna happen there, I'm not I'm not going for either one of them. I'm like, you guys are in this sphere of negativity, drama, bullshit. It should all burn.
Yeah, it's
Knock
like
this
it's
shit
weird.
off.
Like for as much as like I don't like Smash and like his current content and how he presents himself online, like his haters start talking about his wife and kids, and it's like, guys,
That's fucked up. Yeah, like dude, leave that shit at like and you know me, I am the king of if you fuck with me, I'm gonna go harder. But I
right?
keep it to you. Like, yeah, you punch me, I'll probably hit you in the head with a bat. But like, it's you. I'm not gonna go after like talk shit on your family, especially like all that shit. That's fucked up. Like, no, no, I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm not for
you
that.
once you do that shit, like you're no better than the person you hate, basically. Like,
Yeah, you're worse. You're definitely worse. So I guess we'll see if the other two have to end up doing a similar one. But I thought that was one that was dead, but we're in the age of resurrection, Chambers.
Brian, this is not dead. This is we're just getting started. All right.
So Chambers, the next one, I feel like I have all the opinions on. So before we get started, let me go grab another beer because I'm gonna need one for this one.
You know what?
Hold
I'll
on.
do the same. Why not?
Chambers, I forgot to mention that the last topic was technically a normie view. We got a double dose normie view, but this next one I'm very opinionated on because this is one I more than any other normie view, at least I have a lot more opinion or thoughts on. But why don't you lay out for the people what the topic is?
So, Brian, we brought it up during the Krusty Corner this week. Everyone has their wrap ups. Everyone's got their lists. It's the end of the year. That's when all the best movies, best albums, best games, all these kind of lists come out there. And Bloomberg decided to, or Billboard, I should say, decided to put up a list of the 25 best stand up comedians of the 21st century so far. So we are a quarter of the way through the 21st century. So they decided, why not? Let's make a little listy poo of all these comedians. So this list was put together, chosen by bookers, heads of comedy nightclubs, festivals, and the Tonight writers on the Tonight Show. And the beginning of this article goes through the people who put this list together and all that crap. And we can just, right, I say we just jump right into it. No one cares about the people who made it.
Yeah, no,
So
how lists are made, no one gives a fuck about. We should always say that.
that is very true. But at number twine? What the fuck? That's
Twine.
not even a, wow. All right. That's a lot of beer for today. Number 25, Jon Stewart. So mostly known for his work in The Daily Show. He has recently come back to The Daily Show once a week. I'm sure Comedy Central threw a boatload of money at him to commentate during the second Trump presidency. He's had some good bits on there. But when I think Jon Stewart, I don't think his stand up personally. I've really never thought his stand up. I've never seen his stand up specials. Apparently, this year he toured with Pete Davidson and John Mulaney, which I had no idea was a thing. That's actually a decent ish card. I like John Mulaney, so I would have maybe gone to that. But yeah, when I think stand up, I don't think Jon Stewart.
Not at all.
Number 24, Bill Connolly. I've never heard of him.
Bill Connolly is the dad in Boondock Saints.
Okay.
But to your point, he was very big. So we said it, but let's be clear. 21st century so far. So for those of you who don't know, that's 2001 to now, to basically 2100. So has he been relevant in 2001 as a comedian? Dude was born in 1942. He's been in movies. He's been in a couple Boondock Saints. He was in The Last Samurai. He was in fucking Brave. Like, he's in movies. Let's be honest. No one has heard of him as a stand up. In He was huge, huge, huge 80s. Right now, doesn't belong on this list. If you're sticking to 2001 to now, I want to be very clear about that because I had a lot of thoughts and I wrote down a bunch of people and then I reread that. I was like, oh, fuck. Okay. They're only talking 2001 till now. So I had to curtail my list and my thoughts, but still, he
Number
shouldn't
20.
be there.
Fair enough. Number 23, Trevor Noah.
No,
Again, like he's known for hosting a daily show from 2015 to 2022. And apparently he was like the seventh highest grossing comic of 2024, which I mean, the guy's got a name, so like I'm sure he can sell out places. But again, when I think of Trevor Noah, I don't think stand up.
no, not at all.
Now I haven't given a chance to watch his stand up, fucking whatever, blah 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 blah. But
I will say I've seen it. He's funny. He's very, he's good for lots of people, but he's not going to be one where you're like, oh man, that Trevor Noah joke, which is what you should probably think of when you think of your stand ups. You should be able to be like that thing. And Trevor Noah's Comedy Central, all that shit, like overtook any of his stand up. I'll just
and
say
and
that.
I, and I'll say stand up can be a tough thing with like watching specials because like
Oh, yeah.
Let's use Matt Wright for an example.
Yeah.
Both the two specials on Netflix I watched of his were fucking crap. Like the one
Sure.
main stand-up special, terrible. His Christmas special that came out this year was like, it's all right. It was just like crowd work. But I was like, man, these kind of suck. But I saw him live and he was fucking great. So like there is also very much a difference between like seeing stand-up live and watching
Live.
someone special too.
I
So
agree 100%.
it's a tough thing to judge. Number
Yes.
22, Jim Gaffigan. I'm fine with this.
Fine.
Uh, Super popular comedian. People know him. Everyone knows him for the Hot Pockets line, crap like that. He was definitely way more popular in the aughts than he is now, but he's still a very solid career. So I'm fine
Yeah.
with him being on here.
He should definitely be there.
Yep. And also at number 21, Gabriel Iglesias.
Yeah.
The early 2010s, he was fucking gigantic and everywhere. And, good old
Stop
Fluffy.
making fat jokes.
I was waiting for it. But yeah, I mean, he's been in movies. He's very much known. His specials are funny. I have nothing against Gabriel Iglesias, but he should definitely be on here, I think.
No, absolutely.
Number 20, Sarah Silverman. Um, her show was pretty good. It was very try hard. I like her in other shows when she would randomly show up, like say like a Greg the Bunny or stuff like that. Um, I never found her stand up all that funny. And I actually saw her live like during like a comedy festival back in like the early 2010s. And she honestly had like the weakest set of like everybody there. So like I've never been impressed with Sarah Silverman's stand up. And at this point, like, Brian, have you ever listened to her podcast?
No.
Dude, it is the most awful, depressing bullcrap in the world. If she isn't like depressed about like the current state of the world, she's taking like emails from her fans and it's all depressing shit. It's such a
Hmm.
downer. It's fucking unlistenable. So yeah, like I kind of respect Sarah Silverman of like the early aughts, but at this point it's like it's really fucking hard to have him on or have her on here, I think.
Well, but I think that's the point, right? Like, so if you're going 2001 to now,
She had a
I
peak. She had a
can,
peak, so
she,
should probably be on here. Yeah.
I'm saying she should for those early years. Like, you can't think now, you think, was there a moment of like, wow, lightning in a bottle? I get it. Makes sense.
And you know what? Lightning in a bottle is fine. Like, dude, I saw Dice live like 4 or 5 years ago, and like he was lightning in a bottle in 1991. So it's like, but he was still funny. So, they can
Yeah.
still be funny.
Oh, for
Number
sure.
19. Number 19, Ali Wong. My wife loves her. I'm pretty sure our wives have
That's
both
not a
watched
good
her
endorsement.
specials.
That's not a
Look,
good endorsement. Let's stop that right there.
right, look.
Listen,
We
we love
know
her a lot.
funny.
We
Women have their own version of funny. All
listen,
right.
Ali Wong though, she had what? One or two specials? When you
Uh,
talk I'm
They were
saying
big. They were big and
she
successful.
they were big and she's been in movies and this and that. I'm just saying I feel like Sarah Silverman was probably bigger, more. We just talked lightning in a bottle. I feel like that's what Ali Wong was for an even shorter period, for like a 3 year period of like, wow. And then she's nowhere.
Yeah.
So,
I think at the very least, she should be like barely scraping on like bottom, like
yes,
into 20s.
that's my point is like, you can't have her above Sarah Silverman given the length of career and relevance in stand up. Just
Yeah.
my
Or even,
opinion.
or even John Stewart if you're going to go like relevance and crap. But yeah,
Well, you and I both agree. Jon Stewart shouldn't be on the list.
not for a stand up. No. But,
No.
number 18, I have a huge problem with him being so fucking low. Patrice O'Neill. He should be
Yeah.
top fucking five. Patrice is one of those stand ups that everyone still talks about to this day. Like a guy who just fucking could go up on stage and wing it and still be better than everyone out there. He was an
Yeah.
absolute monster. And like Opie and Anthony would not have been anywhere near as popular in my mind. And I love Donate, don't get me wrong. But like Patrice being on there was just it's like, oh fuck, it's Patrice Day. It was just such a day you look forward to.
No, he's amazing. I guess the only reason, given, so we're in 2025 now, he died in 2011.
He had one special, he had one album basically. So if you want to go
That's
with that,
probably why, like, everyone knows, like, in anything he was in, he made it that much better. But in published albums, because he only had one, you're like, okay. But yeah, no, I think it's different than I don't know. Like I don't know how they did this less talent versus number of specials. I don't know. But yeah, no, he should be higher. But either way, I'm just glad he's on there.
yeah. Number 17, Wanda Sykes. You know what? I like Wanda
Fine.
Sykes. I
Yeah.
think, you know what? Her Comedy Central presents, and I know that was from like 98, but like that was one of my favorite ones that when it came on. Like she is actually a great stand-up. I haven't seen any of her
Yeah.
stuff lately. She's more known for her comedy writing, but you know what? I'm fine with her being on the list. A lot of respect to
Yeah.
her.
I 100% she should be on this list.
Yeah. 16, Ricky Gervais. Outside of his like Oscars, I don't really know his stand up that much. I think I watched one of his specials and it was like okay. It was like from like 2014 or something like that. Very much him walking around the crowd, like somewhat crowd workish. Like he's not a hold the microphone kind of guy. But yeah, I mean, I'm fine with him being on the list. He's a
Yeah.
headline maker.
He he should be on the list.
I
Placement,
mean,
who knows? He should be on there.
yeah, and you know what? His shows are fucking funny as hell.
Yeah.
Number 15, Mitch Hedberg. I get him only being here because he had such a short window in the 2000s, but absolute, just one of the most forward thinking, unique comedians in the history of time. Like, there's still TikTok accounts today that just like kind of lampoon his style. And he fucking died, I think, in like what, '03
Oh
at the very
five.
latest. '05 it was? Yeah. So, like, dude, his like 98 to 2005 was just almost can't be touched. So like I would put him top five as well, just almost all time. That's my bias, but he should definitely be on here. I'll still say he should be higher.
No, I always hear he's a guy that the deadpan style I respect, like Anthony Jeselnik does now, like other comedians have done. Like I, it's just not my style, but I appreciate it, and I think he has to be on here. I don't. I also kind of feel like he's a comedian's comedian, where other comedians jerk him off so much. So I feel like if you were going to throw a list of overrated, he'd probably be there because of how much he's talked about. But he has to be on here for sure. So I
No,
agree.
you know what? You know what's actually funny? It's like I have a guy in work who like I talk about this shit a lot with, and forever he was like, I just don't get it. And then one day he was like, oh fuck, I get it. And I think it's the thing like once you get like Hedberg, and I'm sure there's like getting it and then like actually like really getting it and being like, oh fuck, that is goddamn funny. Like I just think he can't be touched in a lot of ways. But that's me. But next up, actually another guy I would put top five, David Tell. Absolutely 100% love fucking David Tell. Skanks for the Memory is one of the funniest comedy albums I've ever heard, you will ever hear. I still quote lines from it to this day. He's just been a working comedian forever. I've seen him live. He was the best one at this. He was at the same one I saw Sarah Silverman at. He was there, and he fucking crushed everybody. Like, just an absolute monster of a comedian.
Yeah.
Nothing but good things to say about Attell.
I mean, at a minimum, he's got to be top 10. For him to be a
Yep.
14 is odd, but there's some other odd things on this list.
Yeah. Speaking of odd, 13, Adam Sandler. Like, okay, he's Adam Sandler. He's a big movie star. He has all the money in the world. He goes on tour and he sells out every time he goes on tour because he's Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Does anyone really go to Adam Sandler to see Adam Sandler comedy, but not just like not to see Adam Sandler?
I
Like
mean,
his like and look, don't get me wrong, his albums in the 90s were very funny. Like
they're
I love
great.
his
Yeah.
albums in the 90s, but like I just don't think that now with Adam Sandler.
Well, so this is another one when I talked about overrated. I listen to a lot of comedian podcasts, and a whole range of them. They all love the shit out of his new specials, but they also admit it. Like his specials weren't stand up, they were performance. He did some
Yeah.
music, he did some stuff like, so it wasn't pure stand up. So that's why I'm like, I get what you're trying to do, but you can't have him this high in the spot, especially like you just had Dave Attell. You can't go from Dave Attell to Adam. It's mixing two different things, right? Like you're like, yeah, but like I hate to say this, but like a real athlete to a WWE athlete, right? Like there's one that like you have to perform and you win yourself, and one that it's scripted for you. And like you just said, Adam Sandler is going to sell out because he's Adam Sandler, regardless of his talent. It doesn't mean he's not talented and not putting in work. It's
And
not
doesn't
the
mean it
same
won't be
as a
funny
guy.
either. Like, yeah,
Yes.
it's probably funny.
Yeah. But yeah, he's one shouldn't be be there.
Yeah. Next up, number 12, Nate Bargatze. He's funny. I wasn't in love with his stand-up special on Netflix. I'm pretty sure I saw him open for Bill Burr like probably like 13 years ago. And I remember him being fine. This seems a little bit high for him. Like he's like he's a white meat comedian. He's very much fine. He's,
Racist.
just a typical God, shut up. But yeah, he's funny. He's just kind of a guy who's there, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. It's fine. He's making a ton of money now. Good for him. But
It's a difference between a PG movie and a rated R movie. He's a PG comedian that's good for the whole family, so we'll always have higher numbers.
mhm.
I do not dislike him. I think like you were saying, he's fine, but I've never been like, oh, that Nate Bargatze joke. It's not a thing, right? Like he's funny. He'll make you laugh. Oh, okay. Like you won't walk away from him being like, well, that fucking sucked.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, yeah, he's fine. But number 11, Sebastian Maniscalco. I think that's a perfectly fine placement. He's another one that like I think he's funny. I've never super loved his specials, but he is like an absolute monster and he makes all the money in the world just basically purely by touring. He's not a guy who's in movies, he's not in TV. He is just a
He
comedian who
was in The
goes out.
Irishman.
Yes, the Scorsese film no one likes, he was in that. So yes. He was but he is a comedian through and through. So you know what?
Yeah.
I have nothing but respect for him. I think it's a perfectly fine placement.
Yeah. He's another one. He's very clean. He's very family friendly. He's Disney. He's great.
I'm a fucking Italian.
Yeah.
Just do that for an hour and a half. It's fine. It's good.
Keep the stereotypes alive.
Exactly. Look, we all think they're funny. Even if we're not allowed to, we all know they're funny. All right?
Yep.
All right. Number 10. This is one that's going to get a lot of hate. He should not be on here. Fucking Robin Williams. It's like, look, we were all sad when he died. We all love his movies. And you know what? I've watched a couple of his specials and they're very funny. But he's had a lot of criticisms about joke stealing in the past. And honestly, none of his specials anyone's thinking about. Like, I think he had a pretty good one in like 2005, but I think even that had a lot of joke stealing controversy around it. So like he's always been a stand up even when, through his stuff, but like I think this is more of a we like Robin Williams post than a guy who should be on his list post.
Really? See, I actually, okay, without knowing the specifics of the joke stealing piece of it that I was not aware of, his HBO specials at least, I thought they were all funny. And a few,
They
and
were
we, I
they were
remember we watched
that's
it.
why I said they were
Yeah.
funny. They're funny. I said they're funny. They're funny, funny, funny.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, could it be a little bit of a, cause he's dead, just like half these guys? Maybe.
I think he's the only dead one on his list, Bry.
Hedgeberg,
Oh,
Patrice
Hedberg.
O'Neill.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Come on, Jim.
Drinking
God
all
damn
day. All right, not you said half. All right, it's like three guys. All right, yeah, shut up.
it. No, but I don't know if he needs to be number 10 if his name wasn't Robin Williams. I
Ten's
think
very
he
high.
10's too high. Yes, I agree from a personal standpoint, but I also go, I get it. It's because it's Robin Williams. But 10's too high. So I agree with you there. Not
Yeah.
unlike this next fucking one. Don't get me fucking started in your top 10. Fucking Maria Bamford, who the fuck has even heard of this person, let alone no one. I'm gonna answer you, Jim. Don't fucking say a word. No one, no one cares. This is that, oh man, we gotta throw our cute little pick in here. This is you with your fucking flowers. This is that pick that you just go, who did this? Seriously? You had them above Dave Attell, above Patrice O'Neill, above all these other people. Even once again, Sebastian Maniscalco makes all the money in the world, sells everywhere. Where the fuck have you ever heard of Maria Belford?
So
Bamford.
I've heard of Maria Bamford. I know
Shut up.
Maria Bamford. I've seen her stuff. But she's another one of those comedians. Comedians. She's been around forever. She's a mucker and grinder, and she's got the respect of like most comedians out there, which I totally get. I've never found her funny. Um, I don't fucking. I think it's way too high. I think if you want to put her in the 20s, I would be like, okay, that's fine. I respect the work she does and how she's liked by the community. But as far as like the normal crossover appeal goes and like success and all that shit, completely not there. I think nine's way too high. So I think it is very cute. This is like when we do the video game lists and they put like the tale of the Orberdine or whatever shit like that at like number 5 for the best game of the year.
It's an
Or
indie pick that nobody played that everyone's like, it's adorable. You should like it.
yes. So I agree with that. I think she should be on here. Way too high of a listing.
I don't even like you saying she should be, but go on.
Well, Bri, if you knew anything about comedy, you know how much she's respected by the people. All right. Got to get out of the Austin bubble, Bri. I know you like the fighter and the kid and all. All right. I know you like them, but
You mean the thing you made us watch? The thing
I
you
did because I
picked?
hate you. That's why I
The
fucking
thing
made you
you
watch it.
goddamn picked?
It was topical and everyone was talking about it. Fuck me for
Nobody
trying to do
gives
the
a
thing that
fuck.
everyone.
Listen, oh, she's a grinder. Yeah. You know what that means? That means she's the one that really can't make it. Everyone
I,
loves the one
I
that
said
they're
I didn't
like,
think she was funny.
God, fence sitting Jim. Just lube up that fence. Just like all
I
episodes.
get while she's there. All right. That's what I'm saying. As a guy who, as a student of the game, Brian, I know why
You're
she was
not a
there. All right.
student of shit. You're like, no, it's too normie. I need the obscure ones. Meh, it's more
Well, if that
friendly.
was me, I would have put her in number 1 then, motherfucker. So there, your story,
Jim,
your little
she,
argument shits to bed once again.
Jim, fence sitting Jim, just accepting that he likes Maria better than Dave Attell. You heard it here first. There you go.
Don't you
So,
fucking dare.
so at least number 8, it makes more sense. Norm Macdonald should be in top 10. You can argue top 5, but that's a very obvious yep. Like, yeah. And we talked about comedians that are dead. Would he have been as high if he wasn't dead? I don't know. I do wonder if they also shoehorned him higher because he's dead.
I think so. Like, here's the thing. His stand up is good, but I think that his comedy shows, his multiple shows that he's had, his writing, his Saturday Night Live, I think it boosts him more than his actual stand up does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like the guy was a character. He's a fucking genius. I love Norm Macdonald. Don't get me wrong. His pure stand up, though, was pretty good. So it's like, yeah, I do believe he's getting a boost for being dead and being a legend, but I don't hate
Yeah.
it either because it's
No.
Norton. Like, how can you hate it?
Like some of
And
his funniest shit was like at the one inauguration where like he was like bombing and he was just like sitting in it. And he's like, it wasn't a true stand-up special, but like he's like, you didn't get that.
oh
Ah.
yeah, or when he did
Eh,
one of the Comedy Central roasts and he bombed on purpose.
yeah, like that was him. And to your point, it's his presence, like Patrice O'Neill, who had one special, like their presence made everything else funnier that they were in.
Yep.
So yeah,
Number 7, Kevin Hart, local Philly boy, absolute monster in the early Austin, the mid 2010s. His specials are funny. I have no
yeah.
problem with him being on here.
I would even argue, should he be higher? If you're thinking
Possibly.
2001 to now. But yeah, no, of course, must be on there.
I would definitely say, yeah, he burned himself out, got a little too overexposed, but if that's
Sure.
the worst thing you can say about someone, then sure. Numbers, okay, look, number 6, Jerry Seinfeld, no, he should not be on
No.
here. His stand up isn't that funny. His stand up is not that funny. It's never been that funny. A joke of Seinfeld is that his stand up kind of sucks. I love Seinfeld, the show. Seinfeld stand up. I've tried to watch his specials. I've never found any of them to be funny.
But also, he's done, I'm looking at this now. I didn't realize he only did 4 specials. And I didn't realize 2 of them were in this time period. So I was about to say, I thought he did all of his shit before. I know he did one newer, but in 2017, he did Jerry before Seinfeld. And then 2020, he did 23 Hours to Kill. This is, you talked about the Adam Sandler effect. This is the name effect, 100%. And to put it this high on a placement, I'm sorry, other than this show, he would never be on this list
And
ever.
like, and I get it's because like they have comedy bookers who are doing this list too, so I'm sure he sells out everything. I get that, but
Of
he's
course.
selling out because he's fucking Jerry Seinfeld. That's why.
Yeah. No one's watching his shit. And to your set, like he was Sebastian Maniscalco back in the day, right? Like his clean jokes, his whatever humor, like, and then it just morphed into a show that took over everything. So yeah, this placement, I would be fine if it just wasn't the placement's the biggest problem I have with that. I could be okay with him being on the list since I didn't realize he had 2 specials in this time period, but not number 6.
Number 5, can't argue this, Bill Burr. He became a monster throughout this last 15 years. He only just now has had his first taste of controversy, but he could have easily just been like, yeah, I did it for the money, and then just like moved on. But he's handling it bad with the whole Riyadh thing. But you can't deny how funny Bill Burr is. He should be on here.
He should be even lower.
Meaning
Lower
higher.
meaning higher. You know what I'm saying?
Golf
Like he
terms,
shouldn't be
yes.
5. He should be the next guy. I get it. John Mulaney,
I like him a lot. I think he's fucking funny, man. His
but he's not
specials are
better than
good.
Bill Burr.
He's not. I would not say he's better than Bill Burr. I like Mulaney at his best is not better than Bill Burr at his best, but like Burr's recent stuff is still like it's pretty good. Not as good as it was where Mulaney's very consistent, I'll say. I would still take Burr over Mulaney, don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
like
Mulaney, I don't because of his popularity should be in top 10, but I would put him at the 10 to 8 range
I'd be fine with
versus
that. Yeah.
like
Over
yeah, I
4.
want yeah, exactly.
Number
Number th-
3, I am perfectly fine with displacement, Louis C.K. What
yeah,
an absolute like okay, look, all right. Making your interns watch you beat off is bad. But that guy was the funniest motherfucker in the world for a good chunk of time. I
yeah.
saw him live. It's one of the funniest stand-up shows I've ever seen in my life. He's an absolute comedy monster. He's kind of not really fully recovered ever since his controversy,
I
but
know he writes novels now, right?
yeah, he does do that
Like
now.
that's what he does. Like I know, and I know he's started to fuck around with going back on tour, but like he's hard into the fucking novels, and you're like, oh,
Which is weird. It's things no one's really reading. It's like, okay.
you're like, okay, well, I guess when you make, I don't. And that's the thing. I don't even know. We know how impressive he was. I don't even know how much money he actually made, but like you're like, oh, I guess you could just do that, you know, when you were on top of the world for a period of time.
Well, yeah, when you're the guy and you have all the popular shows and specials, I guess so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think his placement's good. Number two, a placement I do not agree with at all. Chris Rock. I'm never gonna deny how funny Chris Rock is or how good his older specials are. But if we're talking 2001 to 2025, like even his last monster special, Bigger and Blacker, that was like 1999. Like he's had some of the 2000s and I've watched him and they're good, they're funny, and I'm sure because he's Chris Rock, he sells out everywhere he goes. But number two, come on.
I, if this had been, once again, you talk 90s, 80s, I wouldn't argue with it. But to your point, you start 2001, so you're past Bigger and Blacker, which was his biggest. It's the name, it's the legacy, and you talked about your boner for Maria and how much you love her. Um, you talk about a grinder, the dude still goes out there to shows. So you're like, okay, maybe that's why, and probably because of booking and everything. That's the only thing that makes sense why they would still have him the way he
Well,
is.
this is my problem with this whole list too, because they very much put into their like crossover appeal and like their mainstream success and shit like that. And it's like, well, okay, fine, but this is a list of stand up.
Well, yeah. Like I said, I don't. What I'm saying is, I don't disagree with you. I think he is too high on the list, but I don't disagree. He needs to be on the list.
Yeah. And coming in at number one, Dave Chappelle. I,
Yeah,
yeah, I can't argue it. I don't think his last two specials were really that great. I think a bunch of his specials when he first started coming back got a little bit too much hate, and that kind of pushed him into being more extreme. So tomato tomato there, but like his 2000 stuff you can't fucking touch, man.
killing
And you
them
want to
softly is still probably the best. I mean, you can. There are certain ones you could go prior. You can go this. You can go Carlin. Like, there's a lot you could throw out there, but to me, killing them softly, like I'm like, you can't fuck with that one.
yeah, you have like the Eddie Murphy Rawls or like,
Mm,
Dennis Leary's like first big one and shit like that. Like there's a couple specials that are just like on that list of all timers. And to me, Killing of Sophie might be probably the best one. So yeah.
yeah,
And I mean, yeah, I mean Chappelle show, you can't deny Comedy Central spent 20 years trying to replicate it and they've never been able to. Like
no,
it's the best probably sketch comedy show ever made. So
yeah,
it's like, yeah, I mean, you can't argue it. He's had his controversies. He's very preachy these days, but it's like Chappelle in his
very
prime
preachy,
was
but
just
yeah, you can't fuck. And even in his, I agree with you. Like I've watched all of his specials in the past couple of years, and no, they don't hit the same way. But there's a few things he throws in there. You're like, all right, he's still him, but man, when he gets on his preachy shit, you're like, all right, come on, get
let's
to the
make with the
funny.
funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
he doesn't get with the funny anymore. But I mean, he's been a super schmillionaire for ages. It's like,
yeah,
what can you say to be funny at this point or relatable? But yeah, but like Chappelle in his prime, I it's tough to touch if anyone
yeah,
could ever touch that. So yeah, that is the list. Bry, any snubs that stand out for you?
yeah. Fucking George Carlin, because he still had or six specials since 2000. And I know we talk preachy, we talk political, but if you're gonna throw fucking Adam Sandler, Jerry Seinfeld, and all these others, and clearly it's for their legacy, and fucking Chris Rock at the placement you put him, you can't put Carlin on there.
Here's the thing. I've never found Carlin's stand up all that funny. But to your point, yeah, he should be on there more than half this list, probably. If
Yeah,
for how long he was
same
still
deal.
alive.
And
Yeah.
I appreciate you don't find them funny. It's the same way like I don't find John Mulaney funny. I don't find some of these, as you said, white meat or whatever the fuck you said, Nate Bargatze. I don't find them like haha like, but I get the appeal. If you have Robin Williams, how do you not have George Carlin? Is my point.
Yeah, true. And when did he die? Like what, 2011 or something? Or
Yeah. So, same as Patrice and five times the number of specials. So you're like weird. Um, Same deal. I don't know how you felt about him, but like I always found Bernie Mac funny.
yeah, Bernie Mac's hilarious.
So he was another one, died in 2008. He had
The Kings of Comedy was fucking gigantic.
that's what I'm saying. Like he was my favorite of the Kings of Comedy.
And
So
and
that's
he was
why
the
I chose
standout
him.
from it, yeah. And
Yeah,
look, even
so
if we're gonna go down that route, I'm shocked Larry the Cable Guy is not on this list.
I had the blue collar tour, like whoever you pick from that, Larry, Ron White, Bill and like Ron White's still doing it. I don't know
I,
if
I
Bill,
I I think Ron White was by far the funniest of all of them on that, but yeah, he's still out there doing his thing.
yeah, how you don't have him on here.
I
It's
mean,
a little
Ron,
odd.
Ron White didn't have the crossover. Like Larry the Cable Guy was huge for
He
a
was
while.
huge. Like the biggest one was oh fuck, what was his name?
What,
The main
Foxworthy?
one. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
he had probably the biggest blow up. I actually saw him with Monica's grandparents at some point in like AC or something. I didn't know anything about the guy. I was like, oh cool, redneck dude. I was like, oh, he's actually pretty funny. Like you said, when you see shit live, it makes you feel different. So one of those guys. So St. Kings of Comedy, the Redneck Comedy Tour or Blue Collar Comedy Tour, somebody from each of those troops to me should be on here given this fucking list.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like two guys like Russell Peters for a couple years was outselling
He was,
every
yeah,
fucking buddy. So I'm
everyone.
shocked he's not on here. Like he hit that Indian quotient and stuff like that alone for to get a lot of people, but he's a fucking funny guy too. So like he
Yeah,
had that appeal with everyone, and he's another guy who wasn't mainstream movies or shows. He was just that comedian he was Maniscalco before Maniscalco, basically, for that
yeah.
kind of genre of
That's
just
what I'm
guy
saying.
who sold out by doing comedy.
Yeah, he
And
was one I had. Go ahead.
and for as many people who think he's a fucking hack, and they might be right to think it, fucking Jeff Dunham should be on the list.
Yeah. I
He's another
that's
guy
another
who
one.
sells out everywhere. He was huge for a while. Say what you want about him, say you want about the puppets and the racism or whatever. If you're going strictly stand-ups and guys with success and what they did, if you put him low 20s, I'd be fine with that. More than fucking Trevor Noah for fucking stand-up.
I mean, well, that's my point, right? And then the only other ones I had on here were once again, say what you want, but if you're talking hot streak 2000s, how do you not say Dane Cook? And I know it's
Yeah.
probably for joke stealing, like, but regardless, there was a period of what 5, 6 years where it's like he was a thing, and his back-to-back specials, whether you know it or not, you laughed at him, right? Like, so I don't
Hey,
know that.
those three specials he had were funny. All right.
Yeah, funny as shit, and he was then movie star and whatever. He's still touring now, but like, yeah,
Overexposed, burned out, creepily dates girls like a third his age, whatever. But you know what? He had that
I
from
didn't know that
2003.
piece, but okay.
He's kind of known for that. But yeah, like
Oh,
2003 to like 2008, like he was the guy.
of newer guys of this new troop, like one I would say that was pretty funny was Joe Coy.
Yeah, Joe Coy's good.
Like I'm saying of
But
guys
he's
that
an
sell out
like
crazy.
if Borghetti could be up there, then you can't argue Joe Coy shouldn't be there. But he's another
Yeah.
one that I'm just like, yeah, he's good. He's fine.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, do you really need Ali Wong?
I
He's
think
better
she had
than
a little
her,
bit more. He is, but she had more of a hot streak, I would say.
but he sells out stadiums still to this day, and she doesn't.
Yeah, it's true.
And then of the I would say the group now that does it, um, probably the one I would say is actually funniest would probably be Tom Segura.
So yeah,
So I've seen him live and I've seen enough of his specials where I'm like, he's probably the funniest of that
Oh,
group
actually,
of
fucking holy shit! Wait, why we forgot fucking Gillis?
I think it's too new. I think that's what 3 years now in the making
Two,
of like
two, three
the.
years. Yeah,
I think he will be on here for sure, unless he fully burns out. Which unfortunately, I feel like they are putting him in too much shit.
yeah.
Um, Gillis has to end up on there. Like I would put like even. I mean,
And like, I kind of hate Segura now, but like before he got too full of
mhm.
himself, he definitely like you could see like everyone he had
Fat
around
Segura
him.
was really funny.
Yeah, Fat Segura was funny, and he made everyone around him funnier because everyone who does
Yes,
their shows without him are awful. Kreischer's show
yes,
on his own, he has multiple of them. They're all
yeah,
terrible. His wife's
yes.
show on her own, terrible. But like when you put Segura with them, it's fucking gigantic,
He's great.
huge numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And like I said, seeing him live, I'm like, oh, like, no, he really is of, like I'm saying, of that group. Like I've seen a couple of like Andrew Santino stuff. He's funny.
he's
He doesn't,
fine.
he can't
Yeah.
be on this list. He's not there yet.
Yeah, Hinchcliffe is a fucking hack without like his crowd. So
The
Hinchcliffe
Kill
sucks.
Tony thing, that is its own animal where I'm like, I get it. That's your, like, instead of being a stand up yourself, like that's your thing. Like roast, if it was roast, honestly, yeah, I would put like him, Nikki Glazier. Like I would put the people that, like, there are some people that are great at roast. I wouldn't say they're great at stand up. Like there's a difference, right? Like
Yeah,
roasting is its own thing. It's like improv versus other shit. Let me see. Would I have anyone else? Yeah, I'm to me, those are probably the biggest snubs, if you want to call them snubs.
Brennan Schaub, obviously.
Don't you dare. He doesn't even do comedy anymore. He finally gave it up.
Oh, I know. Right, it would take too
But
much time away from seeing his kids at softball. That's the reason. Wasn't because he got
what
embarrassed out of it. That's the reason.
do you now, you've seen him live, and I've never really been a fan of his, but do you think Matt Rife ever ascends enough?
Here, he's really good at crowd work, and actually, his actual jokes are funny that he has scripted. But I mean, he lives and dies by his crowd work. So I don't. Oh, then again, you know what? Like, no one would ever take away from Don Rickles, and all he was crowd work. So
Yeah,
you know what? If he keeps at it and he's still funny, I think Rife needs a good special before anyone respects him.
yeah,
That's what I think he needs.
yeah. No, I agree. Well, that's why I said I really like Bobby Lee, and he's finally recording his first special.
I know that's like
I
30 years
never,
in the making.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've never seen him live, so I don't know. Like, but on podcasts and everything, like, no matter where he's at, I'm like, dude's funny as shit.
And
But
even, you know what? Even posthumously, fucking, you could still put Gilbert on there. I saw him live in like
you could.
2013 ish. Like,
Could you
amazingly
still put
funny.
dice?
Probably not, even though I did enjoy seeing him. I did enjoy seeing him, but I
Yeah.
don't think he should be on there. No,
Does Martin Lawrence still do stand up?
I don't think so.
You know, honestly, the Wayans, I think Damon was the funniest, but like I forget which one of them had a special. 90s they were much better, but like Damon and I know Damon did. I
I know
think
Sean
Marlon
had a
might have
special.
done
I
it.
think. I think Sean
Did
had a
he?
special
Sean
too.
did. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I want to put the Wayans as far as stand up goes up there, but
they
obviously,
were
like,
funny.
hilarious everyone
Yeah,
else. Yeah, no, I'm not taking away from their success and all. No, they're funny. Him, Keenan Ivory, Sean, Marlon, all of them. Yeah, they're funny.
yeah. I just, like I said, there was only a few that actually made me angry. The rest of them, you could have swapped some spots, but I'm like, yeah, no, it tracks, right? Like just like when we do lists for video games. All right, which Zelda or Mario is going to be in the top one, two, or three? You know that's going to be there, and then someone gets cute and like at number fucking five, you're like, the fuck is this? Like, what are you doing? But no, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Was there anyone else that they clearly snubbed, didn't add on the list? Let us know. I always enjoy these kind of off-brand topics. But Chambers, how did your candy espresso, aka hot chocolate beer, treat you?
Bry, that was a sweet cream espresso blonde stout. All the, like, seven different flavors that obviously go together. You know what? I'm never gonna drink it again. Like, it's one that like I didn't hate drinking as I was drinking it, but I'm never gonna get it again.
Yeah,
And then, of course, at the very end, before the comedian part, had to go to my good old Keystones.
yeah. I can't recommend sugar enough. It's so goddamn delicious, but it's strong. So if you're not a drinker, it's funny. This though would be a good beer for someone who doesn't like beer because it is a little bit sweeter, but man, it's strong. And of course, Jim, how can you ever go bad at the end of the night when you end it with some hams?
I mean, as long as it doesn't explode on you, which they tend to do.
I mean, it always does. But with that, guys, we want to say thank you all so much for listening and watching. If you are watching on YouTube, hit the notification bell, hit subscribe. More importantly, comment below. Did you like? Did you not like? And leave us some comments. But if you are listening on Podbean, iTunes, or Spotify, hit the 5 stars. And if you do, we'll make sure to read your comments on each and every one of these Power Hour podcasts. With that, we want to say have a good night, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.